Hi friends, what's up? Welcome back to the Smalletics channel where we talk about all things health and wellness, fitness, nutrition, specifically for petite women 5'4" and shorter. I'm April Whitney, in case you're new here. I am a certified personal trainer and nutritionist and petite woman. I'm 5'1". And today, this video is for you if you are the type of person who constantly finds himself in this cycle of gaining and losing the same 5 or 10 pounds over and over and over again. Like if you're like, yay, I made it to my goal weight, and oh no, now I'm 5 pounds heavier. Like back and forth over a period of, every few weeks to months to years. This video is for you if you have struggled with that as a petite woman. So let's jump into the video. Now I'm gonna be giving you my top 5 reasons why this is happening to you. And it could be a combination of them, it could be just one, but I think you will know, like you'll feel it when one of them resonates with you. And if this video is useful for you in any way, please give it a like and subscribe. We're almost at 50,000. Wow, that's crazy. I haven't said this out loud yet. We're almost at 50,000 members in our community, but we're not there yet. So if you want to join our community, please hit the subscribe button and join the Short Girl Gang. We would absolutely love to have you. Okay, so picture this. You decide you want to lose 5 or 10 pounds, you want to tone up a bit, and so you launch yourself into some diet or ab program or cardio program, right? We've all done it. I have done it too. That's not what we talk about in this channel. We mostly use strength training for these types of things and really good nutrition. However, we all know we find the cardio and abs route appealing for one reason or another, and we've all tried it before and obviously not really gotten the results we want, but that's not what this video is about. So say this is you do the thing for a few weeks, you drop maybe 3 to 5 pounds, maybe 10 pounds, depending on how extreme you are, and then you go back to living your life normal, shall we say. And then a few weeks later, you step on the scale and you are back up 5, 8 pounds, whatever it is, and you're like, I messed this up. Like I just gained it all back. And then those horrible thoughts start creeping in, and then this is the cycle, right? And then you start that same restrictive diet again. Now, reason number 1 why you keep gaining that weight back that you lose is the approach that you're using to lose that weight in the first place is completely unsustainable and completely unrealistic. I wish it were as easy as just losing the weight. That's actually, I'm not gonna say it's easy. I'll say that's actually the simplest part. Simple, not easy. The hardest or more complicated part of losing weight or getting in better shape than you are right now is maintaining it for the rest of your life. That is where the secret sauce comes in. That's where life is really enjoyable. That's where it's actually more challenging, because we can all do a really restrictive diet, but who's going to be able to stay in that restrictive phase of life forever? Literally no one, because it's so unenjoyable, right? So if you're using methods and means that are really unsustainable meaning you start this challenge and you know in your head, you're like, I cannot do this for more than 2 weeks. Like I'm doing this to fit in this dress for this event, or I'm doing this to look good in my bathing suit for whatever. Then you know, even if you reach your goal, you will not be able to maintain it, because you'd have to keep up that exact same routine forever to keep those results. So the biggest reason why you keep gaining it and losing it is your approach is not a sustainable approach. It's probably too low in calories. It's probably not got a lot of balance. It's probably restricting complete certain food groups that you definitely want to eat again in the future, like hello bread, hello chocolate, like hello the good things in life, you know what I'm saying? And it's probably no fun at all. Like you are counting down the days until you're done with your challenge and you can get back to your normal life. If this is you, let me know in the comments below. This is the most common thing I see as far as why people gain the weight back after they lose it. Is the methods are just not sustainable. Reason number 2, this kind of transitions nicely into reason number 2. Sometimes, most of the time, when we do these short, brief, like quick fix challenges, we don't actually lose fat. We may lose weight, but when you step on the scale and you're measuring your body weight, this is a composite scale. This is a composite score, or number rather. So it's weighing your muscle mass, it's weighing your fat mass, it's weighing your bones, skeletal, it's weighing everything, including your water retention. And you guys have probably heard like, oh, I lost X amount of weight, but it was just water weight. So when you do an extreme challenge, usually that involves cutting carbs. That's usually how people will get fast results. And when you cut carbs, something that happens is you start storing less water in your body. And that's because when you eat a carbohydrate, 1 gram of carbohydrate stores 2 to 3 to 4-ish grams of water along with it. Whereas protein and fat doesn't do that. So just by eating a big bowl of pasta, the next day when you wake up, you will weigh more. Not because you gained weight or fat, not because you gained fat. You did store more water in the process of eating that food, which the scale is now reflecting, but it doesn't mean you've changed your body composition, because water is not a part of your true body composition. Body composition is fat and muscle. So when you're eating more carbs and the immediate result the next day is higher, you haven't changed your body composition. If you're eating less carbs and you weigh less, but it's because of water weight, you still haven't changed your body composition. You just lost water weight. So another reason why you might be seeing this fluctuation is you're not actually losing fat at all. You're just losing water weight and then putting the water weight back on when you consume carbs. And that's why sometimes it can even happen in a single day. So if you go from really restrictive to then eating more of your favorite foods, or even just a moderate amount of carbohydrates, the next day you could easily weigh 5 pounds heavier, but it's not body fat. You can't gain 5 pounds of body fat overnight. That's just would be ridiculously hard to do. You also can't gain muscle like that, of course. What you're probably seeing on the scale is a reflection of water retention, water fluctuation. So when you go for these quick fixes, when you measure your body on the scale, remember the scale's not actually a true depiction of your body composition here, especially in the short term. It's also going to take into account things like how hard your training was, because you'll store more water, you'll retain more water if it was hard, what day of the month it is for your period. Hormones are playing a role in your water retention. So water retention can be up to 5 pounds more, and even more for some women, depending on what you're eating and all of the variables I just mentioned. So another reason why you might be seeing this fluctuation is it's not really body fat or muscle that you're changing. It's not your body composition you're changing. It's literally just you're playing and manipulating your water retention, your water weight. Okay, the next 3 reasons why you're losing and gaining, these have to do more with mindset. So reason number 3 why you're gaining the weight back is that you are looking at this change in your lifestyle as having a end result. You're really focused on the result. We do need to have result-oriented goals, but we also need process-oriented goals. We need different goals that will motivate us beyond just achieving that number goal. Because what happens if you reach your goal weight, you'll just say, I'm done, right? And even if you don't actually feel like you did that, you could relax and then just go back to your old habits. So you revert back to, and it usually starts slowly. Like when this happens to me in the past, or even now, like you guys, if you watched my mini cut in July, like coming out of that cut, like it'll start slowly, right? You're like, I'll just have like 1 cocktail with dinner or 2, or, I'll just like have a little bit of this, but then suddenly you find yourself going back to old habits. Maybe you're binge eating, maybe you're just like not being mindful about your food anymore, or alcohol, or whatever it is. It doesn't need to be alcohol, it's just an example. And so your mind has like not relaxed, because you can absolutely live a healthy lifestyle and be relaxed, of course, and happy. But if you picture your end result as like the I'm done finish line instead of as a lifestyle, it's likely you'll revert to old habits once you achieve your goal. So it's also your mindset as far as, did you make this change because you really want to change forever, or did you make this change with an end and having an end period or ending date in mind? Okay, reason number 4 why this is not working out is you are literally making this feel like a punishment. You're eating chicken and broccoli and 0 carbohydrates, and you stopped eating your favorite foods. You stopped eating chocolate and sugar. You've banished fruit because it's gonna make you gain fat or something crazy like that, right? Natural sugars. You're making your new healthy lifestyle actually feel like jail. And there's just no way, from a mindset perspective, that you'll wanna live that way the rest of your life. So this reason is is something to just recognize in yourself. When you're eating foods and meals that you've prepared for yourself, are you excited about them, or are you like, damn, I can't wait till I don't have to eat like this anymore, right? Like, the point here is create a lifestyle that you're actually excited about living and you actually like the food you're eating. And there's a lot of ways that you can learn how to just improve your cooking by like 1%. Like, I'm not a good chef, you guys know, but I've learned what foods I like. I've learned how to cook with salt and really simple things to make food taste better. And I make my meals with love now. I do find if I start to get lazy with my meal prep and I start eating like chicken breast because I'm like, I just need the protein, that is when I end up wanting to binge or wanting to eat a lot of foods I don't normally crave. It's because I haven't put any thought into my meals, and as a result, I'm not enjoying them. I'm not enjoying my lifestyle anymore. It feels like a prison. So take the time you really deserve each week to do some meal planning and figure out what you can create. Make time, really make time to create little moments of self-love out of your meals. Does it need to be like Instagram worthy? No. Like, half my food is definitely not. If it appears on my Instagram, I definitely like zhuzhed it up to make it look pretty. But most of the time, it doesn't have to look perfect. Just something you enjoy eating, and nothing, you know, it doesn't have to be like food jail. Like, you don't have to be eating bland all the time to be healthy. Make it fun, make it exciting, and make your healthy new lifestyle like a treat and something you enjoy and something you wake up and look forward to, rather than something you really feel like you're trapped by and can't enjoy, because you will not do it in the long run unless you enjoy it. Okay, reason number 5 why you're yo-yoing with your weight is because you repeatedly are not putting yourself and your goals first on your priority list. I know that sounds harsh, but it's just a reality check for you. Something really relevant that I'm just gonna randomly share with you today. My mom and my sister, we have a group chat. She probably would be embarrassed if I shared this, but she texted us this morning out of nowhere, like not a normal text to receive. She just said, here's a thought for the day that kind of blew me away. Your biggest commitment must always be to yourself. And I mean, moms just know these things, right? She's right, and it's so relevant to today's video because you gotta put yourself first before you can take care of others. How are you gonna hold space for others or hold space for, you know, whether that's like relationships or in your job or whatever? How are you going to do things for others if you cannot create that for yourself first? You gotta take care of yourself first. And if that means, you know, creating a list of priorities and making sure you get those things done first in the day, then do it. Whether that's like staying hydrated or just getting your workout done first thing in the morning. I tend to see a lot of times with these yo-yo results that it'll be a 2-week period or a few months, and then we, or the person, you, whoever is going through this, just suddenly deprioritizes themselves. They just decide, oh, I couldn't spend that time on myself anymore. I really needed to do X, Y, and Z. You can create time for yourself no matter how busy you are. You can do little small things. You can squeeze in. There's always something we can improve on. I'm not saying you have to be perfect, because this is like not about being perfect, but you do have to make sure that if you want to maintain that result, that you continue to prioritize the same things you prioritized as when you were getting that result. So before you cross the finish line, what were you doing? Did you, only order out 3 nights a week instead of 5? Then, did that mean that you maybe had to tell your friends or have certain conversations like, hey, I'm working on this thing, will you support me through this? That's prioritizing yourself when you have an honest conversation with someone. And it is not selfish to prioritize yourself. It's not selfish, because you are going to have deeper relationships and connections when you're honest with people. When you feel good in your body, you feel well, you feel energized, you feel healthy, you feel confident, you treat people better, right? You have less internal conflict. You can show up in life, in your relationships, as the more full, authentic version of yourself. And that's the best gift you can give to anyone. Period. So it's not selfish. You might need to rewire, reframe some of those ideas, but make sure that, this commitment to yourself stays a top priority, because you deserve it. You guys hear me say all the time, you deserve to have the most powerful body, the most powerful version of yourself, and I think they go hand in hand. So that's my reason number 5. Now I have a bonus tip here. It's not really a reason, but it's just a reminder. Because I was talking with my friend the other week and she said, you know, I got down to 135 pounds the other day and I'm usually 138. And then I was so excited. And then the next day I was 137. Like, what happened? And I have to remind you guys, because this is something I remind myself, your weight is not an actual single number. Like, I know that we think it is because we go to the doctor and they weigh us and then they write it down on this official looking piece of paper and then they're like, this is what you weigh. And then you have to like walk every 6 months when you go to the doctors, you're like, I gotta weigh that amount because that's how much I weigh. Your weight is not actually a single number, it's a range, okay? It's a range. Let that just, you know, let it settle, because when you can start to see your body as a dynamic thing, it does not have to be confined to a single number. Your weight is a range. It could be a 5-pound range-ish. That's probably around where most are. It could sometimes be a 10-pound range, depending on your hormones and all the things we talked about. So remember, you wanna look at trends, not data points. So if your goal is 130 pounds and you're 150, you're gonna have times where the scale, you know, you go down to 145, back up to 148, but then you go to 145 and then you go to 144, 146. If you looked at the individual data points and the spikes, you might quit because you're like, I'm not seeing results. But if you stick with it for a month and you look at the trends, you'll see the trends actually going in the right direction. So remember, your weight is a range, it's not a number. And to look at the trends, not the data points. And then lastly, because I always talk about body recompositions, remember your weight doesn't actually really matter, like at all. Like, I don't care about your weight. If you care about your weight, that's important. But I care about your body composition, because that is more important for the majority of people, unless you have a lot of weight to lose. If you have, you know, 30, 40, 50 or plus weight pounds that you would like to lose, then your weight will matter. But for the majority of women, I wouldn't say majority, for a lot of women, I hear them say a lot, petite women, I just want to lose like 5, 10, 15 pounds. I want to tone up, right? That weight is about body composition, and you could stay at that weight that you're at, whether that's like 120, 135, 140, and look really drastically different just by losing fat and gaining muscle and changing the actual composition of your body, what's underneath your skin. And then you can find, and you guys have seen probably from my photos a lot, like what I've weighed at 115 pounds can look drastically different depending on how much fat or muscle I have on my body at the time. And it can take time to make those body composition improvements. But just remember, the scale doesn't actually say that much. It doesn't say anything about your body composition. It just shows you one number of your weight at that literal minute of the day. So don't give it that much power. All right, you guys, if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Let me know which reason resonates with you the most. And I'm just curious, especially because with us petite women, 5 to 10 pounds can really make a huge difference on a shorter frame, shorter stature. I know it does for me, and I've heard from a lot of my clients it does. And yeah, I hope you guys loved this video. Any questions you have, I'll answer them in the comments below, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.